Typical though for the Midlands to get a shy crowd. Really typical. Because last night was great, sold out. The night before, sold out. Oxford was great. Where was a shy crowd? We had a shy crowd one of the nights. Or did we?
I didn't think that was possible these days.
Newcastle wasn't. Well, it was good though. It was in a kind of a working men's club though. Not a great room.
Who's booking the gigs?
No, they're good. Adastra, fucking brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
I looked at your schedule. It's punishing
Yeah.
for this year, man.
It's going to be tough now from next week on. Well, we do
Australia
have next
soon,
week, and
yeah.
then we've got kind of 2.5 weeks. Then the fun starts.
Australia.
New Zealand,
Yeah.
West Coast of America,
Oh,
all in the one sweep. And then it's flat out for the summer too. But it's good because with the new album, you want to kind of give
That's
it a
it.
good whirl. And
What?
Japan now wants us to go out for December. Because we were hoping to do Japan on the way out to Australia, like that of course makes sense. But they weren't kind of that keen at the time until they heard the album, right?
yeah.
So now they've got the album and now they want to bring us out, but we've already we made arrangements when we couldn't do Japan on the way out to Australia to do the West Coast of America on the way back.
Right. Full circle.
Yeah, so now we couldn't do Japan on the way out, we'd be fucked.
Yeah.
So December now looks like Japan as well. So we had all along been thinking we'll do all the summer, all the kind of European festivals, back out to America, and kind of work up until October. Then we do a month in Holland in November, and then have December, January
I'll be
off.
over for that.
Yeah. Now
A month in Holland.
Yeah. We did 2 weeks there last year, and that was the start of the introduction. Like, it's an amazing country to tour.
Yeah.
Do you think you can do a month of theatre gigs in fucking a small country like
I know.
Holland? And they're all really well funded,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
all well promoted. It's just,
Yeah.
getting the awareness out there. But this guy's great, the guy that books us. He does Mountain Haze as well. And he doesn't do a lot of, he's not one of these that does every folk act and every trad band. And he's just got 2 or 3 and he concentrates on them.
That's great. That's what you want.
Because that's when you can get the saturation, then you can get 3 weeks in a month. Like when they've got so many to choose from, you'll just get 4 or 5 gigs a year here and there, and it's not worth going out for. But the thing is, last year we did 2 weeks, but we just stayed in 2 hotels for the whole time. Because like the country's so small and it's so easy to get around. Basically, you just did an hour and a half or a 2 hour drive each day to get to the gig in an hour and a half. Come home at night. It's great. It was like fucking being at home.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. You get the day in a hotel and you don't have to keep packing up and going out. So
That's it.
they're class.
Yeah.
It's great.
Redwood. What happened?
It's the story of Redwood.
Whatever happened? Because I got a copy, but it wasn't the same copy as I saw other people's copies, and
Well, mate, hopefully you got the right copy then.
I think I got one from you guys.
Oh, you definitely got the wrong one then.
I got the wrong. It's the dodgy copy.
The only actually there's 3 versions.
3.
There's 2 musical versions. There's an incorrect and a correct version, right? But then you've got the incorrect version with the incorrect artwork. You've got the correct version with the incorrect artwork, and then you've got the correct version with the correct artwork. Now, the correct version with the correct artwork is only available from our website or from us on the road or whatever.
Yeah.
The incorrect version and the incorrect artwork is what Green Linnet brought out.
Yeah.
And, without our permission and without our approval. And after an awful lot of legal entanglements.
Has it sorted itself out yet?
Not 100%. It's sorted itself out insofar as they agreed to change the music, put the correct CD out,
That's nice.
which was a start. But we actually have no leverage in dictating to them what artwork they use.
Okay.
I mean, for the previous albums we did with them, we delivered them the artwork, and they were cool with that, and they honoured that. But because we kind of peed them off a little bit because of us going legal with it and going public with it.
Well, you're not the only ones.
No, I mean there's 5 big cases against them. They kind of dug their heels in and they used this really substandard art. I mean, we got to the root of it, basically our artwork was the correct artwork depicting scenes from the studio, depicting scenes from our rehearsals in California. You know, it kind of was a complete picture. The Redwood scene on the front and on the back were, you know, proper photographs, originals that we had gained permission from the artist to use, everything like that. Now, basically Green Linnet, because they got hold of a copy which wasn't our approved copy of the music, they then decided that they needed to kind of produce a cover. So they got hold of the tune information, but not the correct information, just got titles and stuff, and put that on. And they used an old photograph from the band, 4 years old. Then there was 2 blank red pages because they had nothing to put into them. And the picture that they used on the front and on the back, it was from a royalty-free website. And you just go into this royalty-free website, you key in blue chair, and you get like hundreds of blue chairs that you can just download and use, and you don't pay any royalties on them. So they went in and put in Redwood, and they got a selection of redwood trees, and they chose one, and then they did the most horrific thing. Like they put, basically the format they used to kind of doctor it a bit was Photoshop. Just put it into Photoshop and use
swirl around,
enough, there you go.
That's the one I've got. It did look a bit cheap and cheerful, I must say, but not of the quality that we used to anyway.
No, it was shoddy really, and it really tainted our kind of outlook for the album and everything. Yeah. But we're you know, we're happy that we at least dug our heels in, went public, made, you know, a bit of a scare and a scam, and then got the people to realise that Green Linnet weren't the kind of rolling flower.
So you're doing this new one's your own company now, or? No,
that was the plan. We went. We were so pissed off with the kind of Redwood thing. What the process, the legal process, did for us with Green Linnet and the Redwood thing, it meant that we could get out of our contract. We kind of finished our recording contract with them because we delivered. That would have been our final album. So we were free then from Green Linnet, which was well worth, you know, paying the legal costs just to get away from them. Then we said, right, we'll go independent again, like we did with the first album, and record a live album, bring it out ourselves, and license it to different people. That was the plan. We went in, recorded it, still with that plan in mind. And then Compass Records, who Killian had recorded with, and who Mike and John release in America with. And there's a whole crew of musicians in the UK now and Ireland that have licensed their material through Compass. So Compass got in touch with us, and they signed us for a worldwide deal. We're the first band that they've signed for a worldwide deal, and they come up with a great deal, and it was.
Well, the album looked great. The whole, presentation.
I mean, we really wanted to go totally the other way now. We wanted to say, okay, we want to go for one of them kind of groovy, kind of eco cardboardy kind of thing, and we always wanted to do that with the Green Linnet albums, but Green Linnet would never pay the difference. They were saying it costs 80 cents to do a plastic one, and it costs 89 cents to do a cardboard one, and we won't pay. So
they're really shooting themselves in the foot, these guys. So are you happy with the new album?
Delighted.
Yeah, I haven't heard it yet, I must say.
Well, I mean, I'm delighted with the approach, and I'm delighted with.
Because it was live, wasn't it?
It's all live.
All live, yeah, fantastic.
Which was a nice.
It's kind of gone back to the old hardcore days and the lobby and all that, where you've got that.
Well, that was the
vibe, yeah.
But it's funny because it was recorded in Kennedy Castle, in a drawing room. You know, a kind of lovely acoustics, tight sound, and really nice. Natural kind of ambient sound. So we recorded it there with no PA for the audience, but the microphones, of course, were going directly to tape. But the audience were really well behaved because they could see the mics and they were scared shitless. So like there was actually there's no background noise at all.
So absolutely silent.
It's totally silent. And then at the end of the track,
polite clapping.
Well, I mean, they actually went berserk a few times. It sounded.
How many did you have in there?
You had about 50 people.
That's it?
That was it, yeah.
Drawing room.
And we had 3 nights there, so, it was
fantastic.
But we just wanted to keep it contained like that. And when we were listening back to the stuff, the audience just seemed totally false. Because there was only 50 people there, and because they were so well behaved during the tracks, and then you got this kind of over-the-top applause, because they knew it was being recorded and they wanted it to be brilliant.
Yeah,
Actually, what they did was make it sound really kind of OTT.
Yeah. What did you do?
Well, we actually, because it sounded like that to us on the night, we still felt that it sounded okay.
Didn't you record, did you record all 3 nights?
Yeah.
You did, yeah, so you took the best out of them.
Yeah, but when we delivered it to the record company, in fairness to them, like, they just said, the audience sounds pretty crap, you know, can we take that out? So we said, but then we recorded it live, we want the audience in. So they said, look, we'll master it both ways, master it with and without, and have a listen and see what you think. So they sent us the 2 versions, and we actually went for the one without the audience. So even
lovely though they were.
They were right, like, they
yeah.
were right. But I mean, a lot of people have said, you know, but for there's an inclusion in the liner notes to say that it was recorded live, you wouldn't know, because...
Really?
No, the sound is really good. The sound is actually, I mean, I find the sound to be a lot beefier than, you know, like the last 2 albums. I think Otherworld was beefy.
Beefy, yeah.
Yeah, and it had lots of bass and good, strong guitar. I think the other 2, Merry Sisters and Redwood, just lacked a bit of the kind of ballsy element.
I think you're right, yeah. So, I noticed when I put it on my system, you know, you play the first 2 and they've got like punch.
Yeah.
And the others, they're what I would class as polite. They were very politely mixed.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one thinking that.
No, I mean, we've always been aware of that. This one, I think, kind of goes, you know, it's grunge and it's dirtier. But a lot of that is to do with our sound, man. I mean, Richie is a lot
always getting a great sound out
dirtier and grungier than our last sound engineer.
Yeah.
Ed was brilliant. He was very pristine and really clean, and you know, that was the way he kind of worked.
Yeah.
And you know, certain tunes, it suited like a lot of the slower material, Ed's mix, and it suited a lot of the kind of more you know, kind of ambient tracks, like the slower tracks, the whistly tracks maybe that didn't, you know, like Eleanor Neary's or The Last Pint, or a lot of those, they were nice and they were majestic sounding and stuff. But for the fast stuff where you want the bass and the guitar to really kick in, it didn't have that. But this has that.
What are you
playing? I'd love to have changed. But
what are you playing tonight?
Nearly all Redwood, nearly all Kinnity stuff.
Kinnity, so it's going to be pretty much the...
Well, we're doing 10 tracks from the Kinnity album at the minute at the gigs.
Great.
So I mean, there's only 11 on the album, so we're only missing one. Yeah. But that each night we're changing, so actually some nights there's 9, some nights there's 10. I think tonight we're back to the 10.
Yeah.
Because it was, we did the 9 last night, so we're switching.
How's it going down with the folks? I mean,
pretty good, I think.
Are you finding many people have bought the CD and then come and expect to hear the tunes, or people are buying the CD at
No, it's still very new here.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's only out 2 weeks, I think. So people are generally... There's a few that had it, like the diehards that have bought it kind of early on and stuff. They have it, so they're primed and they kind of know what they're looking for.
Yes, there are some here in the corner.
I mean, it's great that it is live and that it is, you know, a true representation of what the gig is now.
Yeah.
The other albums, you know, a lot of it would have been worked up in the studio, or we would have thought that the special bits you would have needed to do in the studio. Whereas this, you know, we had to work out ways of recording this album that you'd still get the layered kind of textured sound, but that it would work in a live setting. So that therefore, like, basically everything we recorded on that album you could do at a gig, which is great, because maybe 40% of Redwood, 40% of Merry Sisters and stuff, we never actually played live because we felt that we couldn't deliver it really in its fullest form at a gig because we had, you know, we'd layered different whistles and different...
I mean, I remember some tracks off the first couple of albums, there's like brass and cellos and... I mean, it really... I think those albums really put the band on the map. Yeah. But
the other word was a big one. It was a big one.
To try and get that sound on a stage, you're talking about another 5 members probably.
Well, we reworked a few of those The one, it's funny, the one with the brass and the one with the cellos, we did for a long time in a live fashion, and we kind of reworked them in a way that you could do them live.
Yeah.
But you nearly have to do that. You nearly have to say, right, we kind of half start from scratch, because there's no way we can really translate the kind of brass thing.
But as long as you capture the vibe of the track, which I mean, I've seen it many times. It does. I mean, you don't feel like you're lacking anything, but it's, as I said, when I first heard those albums,
one version playing against the other. Yeah.
Just good tunes though. Where are you getting your tunes from? I mean, who's the tune selector?
Me and Killian are the primary contributors of tunes, outside of the ones, say, that Dunne would write. Killian and myself would be the ones that would be listening to tunes all the time and would probably have a better handle on, you know, what's about.
And where do you find them? Are they just tunes you've had kicking around for years, or do you stumble over tunes, you know?
It's just slow enough. I mean, you fucking go, you look for them.
Yeah.
I mean, you do. I mean, there's tunes that you would forget about too. You'd listen to old tapes or stuff, and you know, you'd have remembered maybe at the time that, geez, yeah, that was a great one, but you do forget.
Yeah.
And you have to constantly kind of go back and trawl through the old collections. And
so the new album, I mean, that's mainly your guys, you two
it'd be
selections.
Most of the tunes would be from me and Killian, I'd say. And then you've got a couple of Dunnes. Is there 2 Dunnes tunes on it?
Compositions?
Yeah. There's one of mine, one of Dunnes, and then the rest would have come from me and Killian. Really. I can't think of anything that Smithy fucking brought to the band. In the last 10 years.
Back on the set.
No, it's Sean's. Go ahead.
Can we